what good has that budget done to the Kikuyu community? The Kikuyu community are completely segregated. They are losing their businesses in Isili every day. They are losing their businesses in Nyamakema every day. They have closed their shop. And the purported son of the mountain, the purported Mau Mau son, is still here. One-term regime? Ruto is a one-term president.
Like George Weah?
As it has happened to George Weah and happened to Trump, Ruto is a one-term president. We are taking him home. 2027.
A charm of the crowds?
2027, Ruto is going home. His political casket is underway. Iko kwa mafundi.
Just the last nail remaining?
It's being polished. It's being varnished. It's there.
It is there?
This guy will not be there in 20... He will be a no one in 2027.
Truly delighted to have you on Siasa Brigade Show, your go-to point on matters, public policy, analysis, business, economics, governance issues, and the politics of the day therein. We give you a comprehensive coverage of it all here with yours truly, son of the soil, Richard Mwanjo. Indeed, always a pleasure to have you on board. Now, today we're going to discuss the political future of Rigathi Gachagua. What does the future portend for him in the world of governance and leadership in this country and across the board, East Africa and even continental? We want to unpack this conversation with none other than celebrated advocate with the High Court of Kenya and a really decorated public scholar, the first of his name, the Black Bull himself, Ndego Wanjiru.
Yeah, Richard, how are you?
I am well. How about you?
Not bad. Been long since we met.
You've been a busy man.
Yeah, we have been in Nakuru with Mr. Maina Jenga's case, with some other friends of mine who are also lawyers. Been there with a lawyer called Mr. Ngatia. A very diligent man. We've also been there with another lawyer called Mr. Mboro, Mr. Odiek. Na walibomoa hawa watu.
Even you yourself, you are sending people into terrific grounds.
Walibomolewa sana. The state has no evidence in that case. Yes, and as you remember, there was a question I remember was put by Mr. Ngatia as to how do you identify a Mongeke? And a trained police officer could not answer that.
I saw him sweating on the screen.
And he has done an investigation for the last 6 months. Na mpaka saizi ajui Mongeke ni mtu mweupe, mtu mweusi, mrefu, mfupi, ana nywele, hana nywele, anaongea Kizungu ama anaongea Kiswahili. Hawajui.
Yet again, you actually send the nation to a standstill, to your, all thanks to your brilliant performance in court.
I'm greatly humbled. We owe it to the team.
To the team?
Yes.
Very well then. Straight to today's conversation, sir, you're talking about the political future of Rigathi Gachagua. Very recently you saw him make a U-turn on matters kingpinship battles and saying he's not interested in that position.
Yes.
And as much as he's aware, he's not aware of such political office as Mount Kenya kingpin.
Yes.
What do you think informs this sudden U-turn, saying he's not interested in the position and there's not even an office of such a title in this country?
It's just a wit way. It's a witty way of trying to avert the embarrassments that he would have caused unto himself.
Embarrassment?
Yes, political and social embarrassments. So he's running away from them because he understands that nobody has interest in Mount Kenya region, and there's nobody who has interest in Gachagua. That guy is a newcomer. We don't know him. We don't know where he came from. Just because kwa sababu aliangukia akapewa kiti ya deputy president. And I'm told reliably that he threatened, and it was as a result of threats and intimidation that he got it. Then it would be over-ambitious for him to think that he can acquire the most coveted seat for Mount Kenya kingpin.
Kingpin?
Yes.
It is not him, his for the taking.
When people decided to make Uhuru Kenyatta the kingpin, he never sought for it. He never asked for it.
Or for endorsements?
He never sought for endorsement. People evaluated him and gave it unto him. I've been following this guy, my client Maina Jenga, and I've been seeing that he's having a serious movement because he's resonating with the people.
With the masses?
With the masses. Rigathi has no people.
He has no people?
Hata kwa Madhira hana watu.
There are some quotas who believe Prime CS.
And the only place that he can get clouds is when he goes for Horatio. That's the only time he can get clouds.
Not even roadside declarations?
Let me ask you, how does a full deputy president start getting clouds from Ruto'S. No.
Too low for him?
There's something wrong with him.
Then again, let me ask you, now that you're saying there's something wrong with him, is it likely that there's more doom for him on his way, now that we're saying sort of Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi being strategically positioned to scuttle away his presidential ambitions?
Exactly. Ruto is done with Mount Kenya region. He doesn't, because Mount Kenya region is unforgiving. If you give them promises that you don't keep, then don't you ever think that you're going to persuade them to support you or to stand with you anymore. And on the basis of the failed failed promises, Mount Kenya region is done with Ruto, and so he knows that Rigathi cannot even convince a monkey in the next election. It will be difficult even for him to convince a monkey to vote for William Ruto.
A monkey?
Yes, it will be difficult for him to convince one.
What happened to those votes he says gonna marshal to make it 100% vote towards Ruto
but
from the mountain?
He never even marshaled any vote for William Ruto. William Ruto sought for those votes.
By himself?
And he sought for those votes by demonizing and bastardizing Uhuru Kenyatta. He created an artificial enmity between the people of the mountain and their leaders. And now the people of the mountain have realized that this was an artificial enmity. They are no longer investing in it anymore. And they have now realized, and that is why you saw during the birthday of Uhuru Kenyatta, it was done across Mount Kenya region voluntarily without him having to trigger it or instigate it. So this guy called Gachagua'S, the former member of parliament for Madera, or the former special DO for Molo.
Special DO?
Yeah, he was a special DO, and there was a reason why Moi made him a special DO, by the way. There's a very good reason why he was made a special DO. And of course, we know what he did when he was a special DO.
You have the evidence.
I was talking to Muturi Kegano, the former member of parliament. Was it for Kangema? Yes, I think Kangema.
Yeah, sure.
And he has a whole story about that guy. And he knows him very well. And he knows how much the special DO tormented that group of liberators.
Story is not worth it to write home about?
We shall speak about it, we shall write about it so that people can know who this purported son of Mau is.
Liberator of the mountain.
Whom is he liberating? When people are fighting for multi-party democracy, where was he? Wasn't he in YK 92? Wasn't he executing the functions of the special DO
fighting
that particular
Matiba.
time? Fighting Matiba. Rigathi has never been associated with any reforms in this country. Any reforms in this country he has never been involved in.
Are you then saying that Rigathi Gachagua is somewhat exaggerating his abilities out of illusion?
Yeah, he's living in illusion. He's wallowing in the miasm of his own confusion. And he's lost in the wilderness.
Lost in the wilderness?
Yeah, the political wilderness is too wide for him to try and refocus and regain his compass.
The other day we saw Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale say Rigathi Gachagua is suffering from Kasumba. He's trying to micromanage Mount Kenya. He's trying to have a fist hand over everything happening in this country. And that he's saying he's not even qualified to speak on behalf of the nation this far. Are you saying that somewhat it could be true suffering from the alleged Kasumba from Boni Khalwale?
There could even be much more than that. Perhaps even some kind of inferiority complex could also be suffering from either inferiority complex or what Dr. Boni Khalwale calls Kasumba, which could be defined as superiority complex. You know, he attained what he never ever imagined in his life that he could ever attain. He got where he could not have imagined, even in his wildest imagination, that he could ever be. So he feels like, I am the new sheriff in town. And of course, that aspect of I am the new sheriff in town is what the Mzungu says, that pride comes before a fall. And this guy, we shall put him down.
His political casket is underway?
His political casket is underway. Iko kwa mafundi.
Just the last nail remaining?
It's being polished, it's being varnished. It's there.
It is there?
This guy will not be there in he will be a no one in 2027. And if perhaps he's lucky to become someone, he will never ever be
the president
or go beyond what he is today. He doesn't have the capacity, he does not have the ability, he does not have the merits to become one. And of course, that is a very, very serious misgiving on his part. And that's why I'm saying that William Ruto, being what he is, he gave us a weakling, well knowing that this weakling in the name of Rigathi Gachagua cannot be converted into a presidential material. So this is also a wider scheme of William Ruto to completely bury Mount Kenya region politically. Yeah.
Very well. Moving on swiftly, sir. We've seen him pronounce himself on El Nino mitigation efforts by the government, saying 10 billion plus has been disbursed to the Council of Governors, and the Council of Governors has actually refuted such claims. And it's somewhat an embarrassment from the side of the DP. Is it that he's too naked to see that he's indulging in self-embarrassment or what?
Not even just the DP, even for Mr. William Ruto himself. Remember, first of all, he was the one who declared that there will be no El Nino. The problem with Mr. William Ruto is that he's a Mr. Know-it-all. He's a meteorologist, he's a doctor, he's a mathematician.
I mean, yes. A jack of all trades and a master of none?
He is a jack of all trades. He's all over, to the extent that instead of leaving it to the meteorologist, he becomes a meteorologist and announces that there is no El Nino. So I'm calling him Ruto the meteorologist. Said there was no El Nino. But the reason why the El Nino aspect was brought is because they wanted to chew that money. That's why you can see, yes, that's why you can see they wanted to give a justification why they should cooler that money, and the money was cool at Kitambo. That's why you can see the governors are now crying out loud that they have no money to mitigate the El Nino. Then Gachagua has to come, he has to be used as, he is being set up to come and announce that there was 10 billion that was given. Let me tell you, if William Ruto had given even a single coin, because he always want to be associated with being the Mr. Good, he would have been the first person to declare that 10 billion has been given. He would not have sent Gachagua. He would not have sent Gachagua. You have seen him even riding in State House with a tricycle.
Yeah, sure.
You've seen him.
Yeah, true.
You've seen him riding even with a wheelbarrow when he's giving the hustlers a wheelbarrow. If he's taking pride in giving the hustlers a wheelbarrow, a mere wheelbarrow, and a medieval discovery or innovation, and he's very happy giving the hustlers. How about 10 billion? Hiyo ingepelekwa huko KICC huko aka-announce amepeana. It tells you that it's zero. It was never given.
It was never given?
Yes.
For say Rigathi Gachagua, who maybe is banking on firebrand politicians like Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wah, to propel him into presidency, could he be somewhat reading from a very wrong script that will never amount to any reality?
That will be a tragedy for this country. It will be a tragedy for this country to think that you can trust Gachagua with the leadership of this country. Remember, he still has his corruption cases which were withdrawn, which are yet to be concluded. And I'm very sure the next government that will come, tutazifungua tu, vile wanafungua hizo zingine, hata hizo tutafungua.
Mtafungua.
Vile wanasema kuna state capture, hata hizo tutaangalia tu. Ile siku another group will come into power, because what they have shown is that we are living they are trying to bring the philosophy of vigilance. Hii ya kujilipishia. So the much they do, it will also happen to them. You know now they have a bill in parliament which is called the state capture bill. Yeah. They think that they're going to be safe. When this bill becomes law, and when they exit power in 2027, because these guys are going home in 2027.
One term regime?
Ruto is a one-term president.
Like George Weah?
As it has happened to George Weah and happened to Trump, Ruto is a one-term president. We are taking him home. 2027.
A charm of the crowds?
2027, Ruto is going home. Remember, this is not a president who won with the majority of the votes. He only won with, allegedly, with 200,000 votes. Unafikiri hizo kura bado ziko? Watu walala njaa na ufikiria ati bado 200,000 votes bado ziko? Watu wakose kupeleka watoto wao shule na ufikiria bado 200,000 kura ziko? Watu wakose kulipo kahawa yao na ufikiria bado kura 200,000 ziko? Watu wakose kulipwa makandamia na ufikiria bado kura 200,000 ziko? This guy is going home.
He's going home?
Tunafaa tu sisi tujipange vizuri. Azimio. Tujipange tu fiti tu hivi. Huyu jamaa tunampatia knockout.
Bare knuckle 2027.
This guy. Tukijipanga tu fiti tu hivi. Tuko na baba, tuko na Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, Tuko na other core principles kama kina Martha Karua, tuko na principles kama kina Jeremia Kioni, tuko na principles kama kina Maina Jenga. Tukijipanga tu fiti tu hivi na watu wakose kuwa greedy, watu wakose kuumwa na tumbo sana, we'll kick this guy out.
You've mentioned Maina Jenga, and just the other day, maybe 3-4 days ago, I was having a conversation with a senator, I won't mention his name, and he said, even forget Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Maina Jenga is enough threat to DP Gachagua when it comes to even presidential ambitions or even kingpinship battles.
If you want to know that,
you consider that true?
If you want to know that Maina Jenga is a serious threat, when we went to court on Tuesday, tulipata polisi wamemwagwa kila mahali.
They were all over.
They were all over. We protested with the lawyers. We said we are not going to access court and we are not going to proceed with this court until the police are withdrawn. And the court was very proactive. Very, very proactive to the extent that the court ordered that the gates must be open to the members of the public. The members of the public must be allowed to access the proceedings. The court ordered that the TV sets be placed for them to follow and view the proceedings. You can imagine such a small case, Rigathi feels intimidated
by Maina Jenga.
By Maina Jenga. And Maina Jenga he does not have the state machinery with him.
As early as 2023 is already a threat to him.
You see, and of course there was another meeting that happened in Keno. I was not party to it. Lakini iliwastua sana. Sana. Wanauliza hii mkutano inafanywa namna gani hivi? Huyu ni nani? So, Rigathi Gachagua is a person who is easily shaken. He's really shaken. And he has actually been shaken.
As we wrap up the conversation very lastly, Sal, and I'm going to ask you this. We've seen Kamwene Leadership Forum being fronted, and it's going to spearhead reforms in Mount Kenya, heralding new fortunes for people from Mount Kenya. Would you then say that if Maina Jenga is positioned himself to lead that particular region, and even the nation, he somewhat has to strategically position himself in Kamwene leadership so that he can really resonate more with the masses?
I have personally advised Mr. Maina Jenga that he must work with other leaders. I've personally advised him that he has to look for other leaders. And even if he may feel betrayed because they never attended his trial, there has been serious political betrayals before, and he has not suffered such betrayals. So I've advised him severally that go and look for Kioni, go and look for Martha Karua, go and look for Mheshimiwa Martha Karua, Mheshimiwa Kioni, Mheshimiwa Mwangi wa Iria, go and look for Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, go and look for other leaders. The more the merrier. I told him as much. And even when I see him next, I'll still remind him, go look for other leaders. You have one aspect, they also have the other aspect. So you come with your people, they come with the other things. So it will be a quilt that is made of many patches. And when you make the quilt made of many patches, the quilt becomes much more warmer. It will provide much more warmth than when you are alone.
Very lastly, Ndegwa, if those people we've held in high regard since time immemorial, say Dedan Kimathi, Kenneth Matiba,
yes,
you mentioned them, Muthoni wa Kirima, what will resurface for even a day?
Yes.
As much as comparison is a thief of joy, we put Maina Jenga on this side and DP Gachagua.
Yeah.
Who do you think they'll be more proud of this one?
If Matiba were to wake up today, if John Keane was to wake up today, if Muthoni wa Kirima were to wake up today,
or Musa Mariam,
if Mariama was to wake up today, if someone like Wangari Maathai were to wake up today, and all those individuals, if people like
J.M.
Kariuki were to wake up today, they would not ask where is Rigathi Gachagua.
Come on.
They would not ask where is Rigathi Gachagua.
Where is Bishop Maina Jenga?
They would ask where is Maina Jenga.
We have a chat.
They would ask where is he. They would not even ask, is Rigathi Gachagua still alive? They'd never ask.
Or maybe indeed Nyoro, the son of the soil?
Don't compare. Don't compare sleep with death. Don't.
Sleep with death?
Yes, don't compare.
Even as a chairman of the budget's appropriation committee?
What good has that budget done to us? What good has that budget done to the Kikuyu community? The Kikuyu community are completely segregated. They are losing their businesses in Isili every day. They are losing their businesses in Nyamakema every day. They have closed their shop. And the purported son of the mountain, the purported Mau Mau son is still here. I've told you, if Matiba were to wake up today from his sleep today, he would not ask where is Rigathi Gachagua. He would not.
Where is Maina Jenga?
He would ask, where are the other leaders? Perhaps he would ask, where is Maina Jenga? He would ask, where is Mheshimiwa Martha Karua? He would ask, where is Mheshimiwa Kioni? He would ask, where is Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta? Of course. He would ask, where is Mheshimiwa Mwangi wa Iria? He would ask, where is Mheshimiwa Nderito Moreithi? He would ask for such leaders. Of course, he would also ask for Kabando. He would never ever ask where Rigathi is. He would never even want to be associated with Rigathi. Because Rigathi tormented him when he was alive. Here he tormented him.
You can't be any polite to him?
I don't have polite words for him because he's not polite. He does not invite politeness himself. He does not clothe himself as a person who requires political sympathy. He has no love for this country. He has no love for his people.
Very well.
So if anybody was to, if the Mau Mau were to wake up today, they would be shocked to hear that Rigathi is associating himself with the Mau Mau.
There you have it, nuggets of wisdom from Ndegwa and Jill. We've been talking matters, what the future portends for DP Rigathi Gachagua in terms of Mount Kenya leadership and also national leadership. That has been our conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time when we get to do this all over again, I'm Richard Mwenja. Always a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you.